Hello and welcome. I am Ollie Juno and this is my crafty corner. This is Stitch With Me number 50 and I am once again working on my mini Canopy hearts. I am loving this piece. I don't know, I didn't get to stitch on it yesterday. I think I stitched on it Friday. Yeah, pretty sure I did. I have to look through my phone to the pictures that I take that I post to Instagram to know what I've stitched on. But okay, so I am doing the Royal Rose method on this pattern. I am stitching 1/1 10th stitch on 28 count. I'm loving the red hue that's coming behind the stitches because the thread doesn't cover the entire area, but I like it so far. I just kind of wanted to show more of the project at the moment. I'll scroll in just a second. But I wanted to show kind of how I do my layout because a lot of people are starting the Royal Row method and they're not sure, they've never parked before, so I was just going to kind of show how I control my parked threads. So on the ones that I'm currently working on, I have them right here and I pull them up to hang off the top of my scroll frame. These are ones I've already worked and I'm not going to be working since there's not very many of them at the moment. I have them down here wrapped around one of my needle minders. And I'm getting my thread mixed up with my needle minder stuff, of course. So I have this wrapped under and kind of pulled off to the side so it's not in my way when I'm stitching. And then these are like my next section that I'm going to be working on. And I have these over here wrapped on a second needle minder. And then the rest of my threads I have rolled up in this little bobbin thing. I got it off Amazon and it's been a lifesaver. So yeah, so this is pretty much my layout when I'm stitching. I have, to me, it's chaos, but controlled chaos. So it keeps my threads where I'm not always getting into them, but manageable that I can get to them pretty easy access. So hopefully if anybody was having issues with parked threads or not liking where their threads are at, then that'll help. I need to move this up. Sorry for the moving of the camera. I'm scrolling in so you can see what I'm stitching on better. Moving camera. I just wanted to have it far enough out that everybody could see everything. Alright, so, and then when I stitch my squares, I grab the lowest thread because that is, when I park in the first available spot. So I grab the lowest thread to start stitching. And then I just continue in order. Hopefully, you know, if anybody was having any issues with that, that gives you all a little more information. If not, sorry for the rambling. Alright, so let's see. I've had a pretty crazy week, a couple of weeks actually. Nothing big going on. I had a congestion pop up after my dental work last week, on the 28th and the 29th, because I went in on the 28th and I had my teeth cleaned. I don't think I've discussed this since then. I might have. I don't know, but I had a congested cough. That's about all I had. Let's see, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, yeah. So I hadn't really been interested in filming because I was coughing more than anything. It's not 100% gone, but it's a whole lot better. I think it was a combination of allergies and all that brouhaha. I believe it was last Saturday that I went to the event where the stitchy day at the local LNS that we have here. Oh wait, further down. That was really cool. I always enjoy going to that. It's the second time I've been, and I'm already set to go the next time as well. I do believe that I'm going to try to keep doing that monthly, as I have a blast when we go. We'll go and we'll get there around 10:30. Normally we stitch till about 11:30, maybe 12, depending on how how distracted we are. And then we will hold on, I needed to go back one. I always suck trying to come back up. I always miss and go over like that. Catches one of the threads and won't let it come up. I took my sans-souci pattern with me, and I think I got about 400 stitches in. I think I spend more time talking there than anything. I did come home, and I showed it off, I believe, on my floss too. I'm probably a week behind. Y'all probably already heard me talk about this. I didn't do a video last week, and I feel like I'm like so far behind on videos, even though I know I'm not as far behind as I feel. 2, 3. Alright, so I need to pull out. Okay. Should have paid attention. Oh well. And that is going to go there. All right, so let's mark what I've done. There we go. Now I'm going to grab that one because that is my next thread. Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of stitching. At least I don't feel like I've done a whole lot of stitching. You know, I can look back and see that I've done the stitching, but it just doesn't feel like I've actually done a lot. I know the last few days I've been working on getting the craft bags created. I had to postpone creating them on Thursday, like I had planned. I think Thursday. No, Friday. Yeah. I think I mentioned this already. I had to order a new foot for my sewing machine because I was missing. I couldn't find my zipper foot. So I got that in on Friday. And I ended up getting all the zipper parts sewed together and one bag completed. So now I just have to put the backs on the other bags. So one, two, and then 1, 2, 3. All right, let's mark again. That one. So, like I said, I only have to put the backs on the other 2 bags and then they're complete. Let's see. I'm like not really sure about what to talk about. Like when I start thinking about my Stitch With Me yesterday, I was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And now today, my brain is not thinking. But I also woke up with a killer sinus headache, or allergy headache, due to raining last night. So I don't think my brain is fully functional. We will be leaving here in probably about an hour to go to game day for my husband. He goes plays video games, board games with everybody. I know I've talked about this before. And I just go and sit and stitch and talk to his mom, or the friend's mom. I take my lap stand and my projects with me. She loves to see my projects and see how they are turning out. I do tend to take most of my long dogs over there, mainly because I don't have to take a lot of threads with me. I have taken this one a few times, but I know last weekend I just took my Pandemic and my Sansus. Shoot, that is wrong. Mr. Froggy has come to visit. Alright, there we go. Let's try this again. No. Doesn't want to give me all my thread. It's fighting me. It's only letting part of the thread come through. There we go. Alright. So here. Yeah, there we go. No. Why am I... Did I put that in the wrong spot? There's that one, there's that one. Yeah, I did something. Oh well. You won't be able to tell. I'm one of those weird ones where if there's an error and you can't, like if I've stitched incorrectly and you can't tell that I made the stitch incorrectly, unless I'm still working on that color, then I will fix it. But when it's not going to be able to be noticed, then I definitely do not worry about it. And one thing nice about working the whole square every time is that I will, like, I haven't forgotten that I had the error there. So like, if I put this away right now, when I came back to it, like say tomorrow, I might forget that I had a mess here. So I would have to figure out, like I'd spend minutes trying to find out why it wasn't lining up right. But like I said, nobody's going to really be able to tell that I stitched that one section in the wrong spot. Now, I will say there are certain designs where you can't get away with that. It just doesn't look right. But with this one, I can get away. I feel like it doesn't actually register. I try to put them in the right spot, but like I said, I don't always succeed. And sometimes it's just not, you know, not worth the frog. Because the thing is when I get a little further over, I won't even remember where it was. So like when I get like over here, I would be able to pinpoint where I'd made my error at. Not even a little bit. So, yeah. Now, like with the long dog samplers, that's a whole nother story. Those, if you make an error in there, it's very hard to what is the word I'm looking for? Rig? You know, just fudge. There we go. It is very hard to fudge those stitches when they're incorrect, when you're off, because normally when you're off by one, you mess up the entire look of the whole pattern. Or at least the few times I've been off on it, I always had to frog it and go back and fix it. I will say I have really been enjoying the royal rose. I've not converted everything to royal rose as of yet, and I'm not sure, I don't know if I will. 1, 2. As of right now, I have this project that is royal rose. My kitten in the rose is royal rose. I'm turning my Dreaming of Being Human into royal rose. And I'm turning, I've turned my Gecko Rouge pattern into royal rose, which I really need to pull that one back out. I haven't worked on it here recently. This one and my long dogs have kind of obsessed. I have been obsessed over here recently. Ah, I just pulled my needle right out. I don't know, I've been making a lot of progress on my long dog sampler, and so I keep wanting to stitch on it. Once I finish the current pages I'm working on, I'm going to do the back stitching on it before I scroll it down, just so I don't have to go back and do it, because I was thinking of that. I would rather get it all done now instead of waiting and doing it afterwards. So if I complete it as I go, it'll be for the better. No, wait, that is not right. I've done something wrong here. That's what I did wrong. I went too low. This one goes here. Now this one goes here. Okay. Hee. Had to fix my error. See, like I'm missing one in there, but it's all good. I'll just use... How do I want to feed that? I'm trying to figure out what path I want to take for this. I think we're going to go this route. I'm going to go ahead and fill in these sections here. And then here. You see, yeah, look, I was over just a little too far on this one, but it's all good. All right, so how many? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's all that needs to go there. And then here. I'm gonna go up. There we go. There we go. See? Make it work. All right, so we're gonna go over 1, 2, then down 1, 2. Actually, we're gonna pop over one more. There we go. And now go 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I don't feel like I'm all that talkative today. I'm just counting my threads, making sure I've got everything in the right spot. But yeah, there we go. Stretch my back. All right, now let's mark what I've done. All right, so I'm going to check. Okay. Oh, I did that one. All right, so and there is another color in here. Uh-oh. Where is... Okay. So there's, before I finish this, because as you can see, most of everything that left is one color. I like getting all the colors done before I do that last big color. Mainly so that it will cover all the extra threads, so that it's only the one thread showing over the back. I don't know. To me, it just feels like it works better. It doesn't make it as bulky and less strings to catch. Like when you feed them over the threads. I don't know. It's just the way I've been doing it for a while now, and I really, you know, I just think it works for my method. Like it's always said, there is no right or wrong way to do anything. It is how you want to do it. So one, there's two, there's three. So we're gonna go here. Okay, so to start my threads, I pull till I have just a little bit of a tail sticking through. Then I go back down the hole I just came up. And I pull it to where I have just a pretty little hoop. Then I come up the other hole. And then I pull it just a little taut and go back down the hole. So now I have my loop method started. So now go to my next one. See, it's not going anywhere. Now I will say sometimes I don't pull it tight enough, or sometimes it doesn't taut like it's supposed to, and I have to redo it a couple of times. Once I have a couple of stitches in, I go ahead and kind of drag that little section out, but it doesn't go anywhere, and by the time I finish stitching the square, it is covered. There we go. This here is another different color, but I'm actually not going to stitch it at all because it's just one stitch. I'm just going to leave it until most likely this row. I will use my last, because this color is more prominent, this stitch is more in this one, so I'll just grab it with my second row when I get to it. I'll do that sometimes because I don't see no sense in trying just to stitch one stitch, because I will admit sometimes doing the single loop stitch, it doesn't tack down as well as I like. So when it's here at the bottom row, I tend not to do it, just so I can wait until I'm going to be getting back to covering the back of it. See, like, I have this one right here. So like if I did that one stitch, I would be parking it right here in this bottom one. But I would rather wait and either, you know, truthfully, probably what I'm knowing me, what I'll do is do this stitch. I'll highlight it. Knowing me, I would do this one, and this one, and then park it there. That would just be the way I would do it. As long as I don't forget and stitch it, because sometimes I do that, and then when I'm doing my fill-in stitch, I end up stitching that one stitch as well. So, but we will see. Alrighty, so now we are going to finish up this row. Let's see. I was super surprised to hit my 500 mark. I don't know, I'd never even figured, like I've said many times, I didn't figure I'd get anywhere near 500 people watching my channel. And then my last Stitch With Me video has hit 1,000 views, which that's so amazing that, you know, over 1,000 people have watched one of my videos, you know, just one video. It's just amazing. You know, I don't know. I know, I just recently noticed we've had some new posts on one of the Facebook groups that I'm in. If you haven't never watched him, you need to go check out the Dizzy Stitcher on here on YouTube. I will post a link to his page, but he also has a Facebook group. And in his Facebook group, he has an area where you can post your videos. And within the last few days, well, one of the ladies tagged me saying that she'd followed me a while back. She just wanted to let me know that she did follow. And then I started looking and realizing we had a lot of new floss tubers doing their first. A lot of people doing their first floss tubes. So today I've clicked open a couple of links. I haven't had time to actually watch any of them yet, but I definitely the few that I have been able to glance at, they seem to be like doing way better on their first floss tube than I ever did. Heck, I couldn't do the floss tube without doing a Stitch With Me because I was too nervous just to sit there and talk while I stare at the camera. Yeah, so I would definitely suggest going to the Dizzy Stitcher, joining his Facebook group. You do need to answer the questions before they'll let you join, but they're not hard questions, and as long as you answer the questions, you'll be allowed, should be allowed in. And then go check out his post about floss tubes, because there are so many awesome people that have posted there. I'm still going through the list. Hey, Dad. There's sausage and biscuit on the stove if you want it. Yeah. So I've got a lot of new floss tubes to check out. Unfortunately, it will probably be tomorrow during work hours. My morning at work is normally when I have time to actually watch my floss tubes. We're not as busy in the morning time as we are at other times, so I normally can get a few floss tubes in before call volume picks up too much. And then I also normally try to watch on my lunch hour too, so and I have my sewing to finish up tomorrow, so definitely like having the floss tubes running in the background while I do some sewing. Now I will admit I tend to stop sewing so I can look at the projects all the time, but it is still, you know, enjoyable to have something in the background while you're doing stuff. Now, once I get all my sewing done, then I'll be doing my stitching again on my work project. I'm hoping that project will probably, I'm hoping that'll be done by the end of next month. Huh? I'm doing a live stream. I'm not live, I'm doing a Stitch with Me. I'll be done probably a few minutes, so. So, yeah. My son's enjoying the last few days that he can stay up all night because he's fixing to have to go on another schedule because school's going to be starting up soon. We are doing actual homeschooling for him this year to see if that works better for him because he was struggling to get to school last year. He didn't want to get up and he didn't want to go, and he had a tendency to shut down at school. So hopefully doing online, it'll be easier because then I have basically he sits there for the class, but we know oops, hold on, let me get this. I didn't explain myself when I was closing my stitch, sorry guys. But we will have a more what's the word, scheduled time frame that I can go with. Crapola. So like when he has, like for the day, it's like he'll have his classes that he has to be in and what work he has to get completed, and I can be like, once you complete this, then we can go do that type thing. And he's good with those type of things. It's like if you can give him, hey, we need to do this and then we can do that, then you know that's better. Actual schools are a little more sporadic, and it's not like, hey, you know, you finish this work and then you can go play your video game for about an hour. You know, that's not really allowed. You know, they have to have more structure in the school zone, and I think for him it will be better not to have that full, you know, crazy full structure. I just realized this is not the right thread, the right ring of threads. This is actually the one for my kitten and the rose. But luckily they're almost all the same threads, so oh well. Using a few threads out of it's not gonna hurt it. I think the threads for this one is actually over there on my chair, because that was the last place I was stitching this. Alright, so we're going to do another loop start. There we go. I'm gonna go up, pull down just there. Now we're gonna go back down. And up. There we go, and we are set again. Probably going to go ahead and end it after this thread. I know I normally go for an hour, and I haven't hit that yet, but it's 1 o'clock, so I need to figure out what we're doing for lunch before we go over to the friend's house. They do provide food 90% of the time, but with my husband being diabetic, a lot of times it's stuff that he really doesn't need to be eating, like high pasta. You know, they do a lot of pasta stuff because they're cooking for, you know, quite a few people. So because there's normally about 4 or 5 people over there gaming, and And plus, you know, my husband is actually a picky eater. He won't eat a lot of things. So I'll quit doing that. So I do need to get food fixed before we go over there. I have a few things printing on the 3D printer, so I need to go check on that. I've been making some of these. This one did not turn out right. I'm trying to fix the issue because it warped here on all of them. So I'm trying to fix that because that is what they're supposed to look like. They're supposed to be solid. So I've printed them another way, seeing if maybe I can get them that issue to fix. Because I'm trying to print more than I normally, you know, change up how many I print at a time. But yeah, it ain't been working. I might have to go back to the way I was doing it. But it'll be alright. But yeah. I don't know. I really like printing my own thread drops. Because I have a couple of them that are still on paper. And they just keep breaking on me. Now some of my first attempts thread drops are breaking on me too, but I've almost figured out, like I said, trial and error on getting them to work correctly. Nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I've got the thread drops to go and make sure are printing correctly. Let's see. Food to fix, which I'm not sure what will fix. Probably do some grilled chicken. That sounds like the plan. I think I'll probably make some grilled chicken and baked tater. I'm wanting a baked tater. Or baked potato, as my husband always yells at me because I say it weird. I don't know. They've always been taters to me. So yeah. So I've really been enjoying the Royal Rose. I've really been enjoying this project. I love the way it's coming out. Definitely looking forward to what it looks like when it's finished. There we go. And then I am done with that square. Select all unfinished highlighted. There we go. And that is 199 stitches. Yay! Okay, so we'll scroll out. So as you can see, I still have all my threads hanging down here. Because like I said, when I got done with them, I wrapped them around. That keeps them out of my way. And now that I'm going on the next row, these here are what I would put up here and then start stitching. And then when I got done with these, I'd unravel this and pull the next 2 rows and then re-ravel it back up. And now when I get like to the middle here, I would get another roll and wrap this up here and then have like 2 or 3 rolls that I'm working on at a time just hanging. That way I don't have an excessive amount of the strings hanging at all times. So trying to make order out of chaos. All right, everybody, so that is the end of me. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull this up where you can see the whole page. There we go. That is the entire page of what I've gotten done all the way across. And now I'm working the next layer down and across. So when I'm not stitching on it, let me show you what I do when I put it to the side. So what I'll do is I'll pull it here and I'll do this. Hold on just a second here. Minimize that. So to keep it from like threads hanging everywhere, I basically hang my project like this. So like I'll take it off the hoop here and I'll hang it on the hook on the wall, or I'll set it next to my chair. But that way I don't have a bunch of loose hanging threads, so that the kittens aren't interested and the cats are not interested in trying to attack the threads. They're not very big on attacking threads, but if they see them dangling, they do try to. So, but this is how I put my project away most of the time. All right, everybody, this is the end of me for the day. I hope everybody has a good week, and I hope everything goes as planned and I get to do my floss tube on Wednesday. It may be Thursday, but my goal is to do it on Wednesday so I can do the giveaway. So if you haven't entered into my giveaway, my floss tube, which one is it? The floss tube number 52, the mid-year whip parade. There's a giveaway in there for 2 of my cross stitch bags that I'm creating. I show the fabric on there. One is another lemon project bag and the other is a horse project bag. I am making 3 bags total, but the 3rd bag is one I'm keeping, which turned out to be good because I ended up cutting the fabric so that the pattern does not line. It's like they're not going up and down, they're going sideways. So it's like it didn't cut the pattern in the correct way to make it an up and down symmetrical look. So I would have not been comfortable giving that one away at all. I would have had to try to go find the fabric again to see if I could fix the process. But luckily, that one is mine, and I'm perfectly fine with the way it'll look in the long run. So, definitely, if you're interested in a project bag, go enter the giveaway. You'll make sure to post on FlossTube 52 though, because FlossTube 52 will give you the keywords to use. So, all right, I am saying good night or good afternoon, goodbye. Hope everybody has a great weekend and a great week. See you next time. Happy stitching.